Not far from Seattle is a pristine lake in the northern tip of Idaho called Coeur d'Alene. It's surrounded by lushly forested hills and an abundance of wildlife. With more than 100 miles of shoreline, it's a place where you gotta go big if you really want to make a splash. And Fred Finney should know. He designed, built, and owns the epic houseboat, Dame du Lac.
It's the biggest privately owned boat on the lake, more square footage than any of the boats on this body of water.
In French, Dame du Lac means the Lady of the Lake. And at 6,200 square feet and more than 100 feet long, this gigantic vessel rules the water in size, style, and strength. Fred designs and builds passenger vessels for a living, but this time he got personal. He wanted to create a home away from home with something for every member of his family. He ended up with 4 super luxe bedrooms, a climate-controlled wine cellar, a knock-your-socks-off home theater, a game room, and a main salon bigger than most living rooms.
I just one day thought I wanted to build a boat that was a little bit upper end so that I could show people the ability that we have. Dame du Lac was just kind of, I dreamed it up and put it down on paper and went out to my shop and started building it.
There are satellite TVs in every room, including a retractable plasma hidden in the ceiling above the bar. That simple little bracket that raises and lowers the TV costs $7 grand. Even the window shades are controlled by sophisticated electronics, and 5 sources of music can be piped into different areas of the houseboat. The master bedroom features a gas fireplace, and the master bath has 4 shower heads, which shoot out 16 gallons of water per minute. Not a problem since the Dame has an unlimited water supply. A top-of-the-line onboard filtration system draws water from the lake. While many boats have curved hulls, the Dame has a flat bottom and so drafts a mere 3 feet. Because the hull is flat, designing the ship's weight distribution was a balancing act.
The layout of the boat has to be a certain way because you have to place the walls in certain places. There is no ballast in this boat, and as you notice, it floats perfectly flat. A lot of engineering that goes into that.
2 small rooms were specifically created to balance off the boat, but their ultimate use was ingenious. The first is the smallest bedroom. It is hidden in a secret compartment that acts as a game room. The second is the wine cellar off the main salon, capable of holding 500 bottles. That's some expensive ballast.
Well, I just thought it'd be a nice extra touch. We have a lot of friends, and we try to keep a few good bottles in there, and go out occasionally and have a party and have some wine.
But by far, the most popular room on the Dame is the home theater.
You and I, we can go out and we can cruise around the lake and look at shoreline all day long, but kids aren't made that way. And I've got a family, and kids are very important to me. And so, you know, they'll gravitate to the movie theater.
6 reclining leather seats vibrate with the stereo sound that flows from the 12 built-in speakers and subwoofers. Fred believes it's one of the finest floating home theaters in the country, and at a price tag of $250,000, who's going to argue? Dame du Lac can hold a party for masses with room to spare, and feeding the crowd some grub is no problem, thanks to a galley that's jam-packed with every conceivable kitchen gadget, from convection ovens to a large fridge and twin dishwashers.
We tried to make it as comfortable as possible.
And if that includes getting plenty of fresh air, there's a place for that as well.
Out here, this is designed to be an outdoor eating area. We have even outdoor television set. These are infrared people heaters for if it gets a little chilly in the evening. The infrared goes right to your body and warms your body, and it really works out nice.
Thanks to an extra-large upper deck, the Dame can even host last-minute guests, the kind that missed the boat when it left the dock.
I'm standing on the H for helicopter. This is a helicopter pad, and this railing here on the back deck folds down. The helicopter comes in and lands, and then the railing will fold up, and we go cruising with a helicopter on board.
Building this baby had Fred reaching into his pockets and spending big, shelling out more than $500,000 on the woodwork alone.
It's beautiful. I mean, the trim and the detail and stuff like that, that's what it's all about, to bring it all together and make it a little special. We used a Brazilian cherry wood on the floor, which is a very, very hard wood, way up on the hardwood chart. And then all the trim work in the boat is American cherry.
It took almost 18 months to assemble this wonder on water. And when it came to designing the Dame, Fred demanded that the boat be forged of materials that would last.
They have awful good fiberglass and composite boats and stuff like that, but in the freshwater, I like the steel. The steel makes it a lot heavier. It weighs 220,000 pounds, which is 110 ton, and it just glides through the water so nice because of the weight.
Dame du Lac is a fixture on Lake Coeur, as well as on the Spokane River, where the Finneys live. Despite its size, Fred finds her easy to pilot, and he often takes her out on his own.
It's just like taking any boat out on the lake. Just fire up the engines and away you go. Once you're out in the lake, you got a lot of lake around you, and the boat handles nice and steers nice. And it's probably one of the smoothest rides on the lake, that's for sure. It's got good powertrain in it. It's got 600 horse, two 310 horse diesel engines. It's just real neat, fun toy.
The pilot house is one of Fred's favorite spots on the boat.
I have monitors up here so I can see it all around me. I can see what's coming up on my stern, what's passing on the sides, or what's in front of us. So you'll notice I'm watching the monitors quite a bit just to be safe and to make sure that somebody's not doing something crazy around the boat.
The Dame is designed for any weather. The air conditioning is run on a geothermal system that utilizes 2 3-ton pumps below deck.
A lot of boats on the ocean, they'll have, instead of being freshwater cooled, which cools out of the ocean or something, they go through these brass keel coolers on the bottom of the boat, and that the water cools that, and so it's an enclosed system, so you're not pumping water in and back out.
The Dame is completely self-sufficient and can stay out for up to 2 weeks on the water.
Well, we carry 1,000 gallons of fuel, 1,000 gallons of black water, and then we make our own fresh water.
Fred set out on a gargantuan task. So what did it cost to design and build a houseboat that dwarfs most landlocked homes? With something for every member of the family? That's coming up next.